Going to be picking up the new boat today, so everybody I'm sure will be able to recognize where I'm located. Sorry about the sunshine. We are up here in Nashville, Tennessee. So me and my wife are going to be picking up the Tracker Targa V19 2023 model, and they actually have a service center that is located up here in Nashville, about 5 miles from our location. So yeah, the service center is about 5 miles from. Let's head down the parking lot and I'll chime back in over there. Okay, well, a couple things did not go as planned as far as picking up the boat at the dealership. I've got the boat, but everybody that I wanted to be on video declined to be on video. They actually were like against it. So, but here's the boat. It's actually a pretty cool boat. I'll see if I can zoom out a little bit. Nope, can't do it. I tried to pinch it out, but anyway, I'm going to walk around this thing right now, and I'm going to talk about this. So I'll be flipping camera back and forth, obviously, but I can tell you this: I walked through this whole thing with the gentleman, and I know that a lot of people have made comments about getting their new boats, even last year, or 2020, 2021s, and they've got nicks and gouges and scratches and stuff like that on the trailer and on the boats themselves and on the gunnels. I can tell you this boat is in awesome shape. Really very happy with it. This is the 2023 Tracker Targa V19, the 45th anniversary edition. Well, all V bottoms or all deep V boats in 2023 are the 45th anniversary editions. But as you can see, I've got the Bimini on this one. We've got the standard 150 motor, which is going to be fine for me. I think you got like around 43, 45 mile an hour speed for this boat, which is fine. I'm not going to be racing bass motors and stuff like that, trying to get from point A to point B to a location. So I'll be fine with that speed. I do have grandkids, so me and my wife will be able to take some grandkids out and not worry about them so much in the deep V. And if the water gets a little rough, these things are really sweet. I got some friends up in Great Lakes, and they said they love it when they get out there in rough water. I don't think that I'm going to have to encounter that, but anyway, I'm going to walk around with this thing right now. Okay. So these things right here, pretty basic as far as the hookups. I didn't have previous trailers where you actually had to put brake fluid into the neck. So on the swing neck on this one, you actually have brake fluid entrant or a spot where you actually put that in there. Breakaway lines and all that kind of stuff like that. Trailer lights. This right here is where you would pull the pin and swing the neck around. So this neck right here is going to swing around just to basically hitting this top or the bottom pedal, because I'm going to leave this here. I'm not in my 20s anymore, so this is going to be very helpful getting on and off the boat. Let me see. Of course, they come with a spare. This particular one does come with the power drive. It's not the iPilot, but it does have the foot pedal and stuff. I think I'm going to transfer or trade this out for an Altera though, because I've got that on my other boat, and I'm going to switch these out with some help from a boat mechanic that I've got. But as I walked all along the hull of this thing, well, first off, I did find this out. When you actually register this boat in the state of Tennessee, you have to register 3 things: the boat itself, the motor, and the trailer. They do not issue a title for any of those things. There is no title given for the state of Tennessee. It's just basically a registration. So on the back of the registration is, the thing set up where you can actually sign it off to somebody if you want to sell it, just like you would probably a normal title. But there is no title issued for any water vessels in the state of Tennessee. That's something that I learned today for the first time. Anyway, as I walk along this thing, I noticed not one problem. No scratches, no gouges on any of the plastic, even around the windshield. I checked all that out. The door shut flush, works great. I think I will probably change the magnets out in these two cushions, because as you open these up, these things have got a little magnet, and everybody keeps saying online that they will vibrate and flap when you're going down the road at high speed. So I think I will change that out, but I didn't have them pop open, and I drove about an hour from the dealership to get back home. You do encounter some of this welding. I don't know if you can even see it. The welding things that will stick out on the side. But honestly, if any of you guys have owned a Tracker from before, that goes way back. That's just the way they build them. So you're going to see those little impressions along the side of any tracking hull. So this thing right here, though, came out really nice. I will tell you about the hubcaps a little bit. They are kind of a plastic material. They pop off, and when you pop this hubcap off, in the center is your bearing. So in the very center of that is a grease fitting. So put some grease in that until you can see it popping out from behind, and don't put it so much where it's just like hitting all over the ground. But put enough in there where you can start seeing it squeeze out from the seal a little bit, then you know you're good. They did it already at the dealership for me before I picked it up, and took a little picture of it to show me that they did it. So I was pretty impressed that I didn't have to do that, that they actually greased these bearings for me. And I've been told on previous models that on these transom trailers, you actually will have a triple spring. I don't know if you can see it or not. Or this has got a triple spring. The other ones. So the single is some of the problems that people said that they've been going down the road and they've actually had their axles, the springs breaking because of the singles. Well, they actually have a triple spring on these 2023 models. So if you were unaware, you are aware now. All right, so as we keep going around here, again, this is the 45th anniversary edition. So probably later on down the road that might add a little value to it. But this is the 150, not the 200, not the 225. It does have the triple, not the 4 for the prop. Everything works. Everything is in really good shape. No scratches, which I'm not gonna lie, guys. I was very surprised to not even see any scratches on the side of the hull of this thing. So I just wanted to let everybody know that not all of our experiences are bad experiences getting these things from the dealership. This actually turned out really well. Pretty inspired. So let's go ahead and walk up onto this thing now, and I'll talk about some of the stuff up on top of this. Okay, so there's the triple step that you come up. So easy. I probably will just leave that on the trailer, honestly. But as you can see, this thing has got no gouges. Everything works really nice. The window shuts. And this right here is one of the areas that people have talked about before, about it not lining up good. This lines up really nice. And it does lock from the inside. I'll show you right here. So these little levers right here will lock it. There's 2 of them, up and below. And they did not vibrate at all. When you are driving this thing down the road, transporting it, you do need to close that window. Don't just leave it open like this so that you have your walk-through tunnel. Make sure you close your window and lock it when you're driving it. So again, you've got 3 glove boxes on a 2023 model, and they do lock. So here's a lock, and down below, look at that. So 1, 2, and 1 down below, and you have 1 down on the floor. So, and they all lock. I was pretty impressed, I'm not gonna lie. So there's the little compartment down by your feet. There's a 12-volt plug right next to your speaker and a cup holder. This here model, I had the carpet put on the bow and the stern, and then I had the vinyl put in the center part of the floor. So I'll see if I need to do anything about full carpet over time, but the way that I wanted to go with this was have a little bit of carpet up on the front, in the back, and then just vinyl down here. So let's come over here to the driver's side. Comes with the Loran's Hook 7. You've got, of course, the radio. It's just AM, FM, from what I understand. Steering wheel is tilt steering. And I do really love this. So this feature right here, so you can put your cell phones onto it, and it's got a 12-volt plug right there. Down below where your feet are, it's got a locking compartment, but that's usually where your wires and fuse box and stuff like that. So you got a little room, but I wouldn't advise putting a lot of stuff in there. Nice little cup holder and stuff though, and of course your shifter, and it's got a trim right there on the side of it, right there up and down. So that's a trim for the motor, and of course on the motor itself you've got a trim. Let's see, this right here, you've got 4 compartments. Here's 2, and here's 2. This one, and this one are just normal regular compartments. This other one right here is for a 19-gallon tank, and you can actually, it's got a light in the front and back, so they are lighted, and it's got a circulator into it too. So it's got a, of course, you know, the bolts have all got bilge anyway, but this right here, I like that this has got a circulating switch separate for the front one and for the back one. So the switch doesn't make both of them come on at the same time. You can actually operate them individually, but the lights for the inside of the tanks, one switch will actually turn on both lights. So that's not something that I found that is individual. The light switch will turn them both on regardless if you want only one or not. So it does come with 4 seats. 3 of them are removable, and you can relocate them in different spots on the boat. The driver's seat is pretty fancy seat, but it's not removable. It's got a hydraulic piston onto it, so you can go up and down, and it's got a track on it, so you can slide yourself up and back for if you're taller or shorter. So works great. My wife is a little over 5 foot, so that's going to work good for her. All right. Anyway, you can see the bimini. I've got it kind of stowed. It's not flat, but it from what I hear, everybody's saying that these things will be able to withstand 45 mile an hour, no problem, driving across the lake, which is probably about the fastest I will end up going myself, which, like I said, I only have the 150 motor, so that's probably all that is going to be able to put it out anyway. I will show you something about the storage locker for poles. The older models had regular holes in here that people were talking about putting socks on their poles so that you didn't knock the eyes off. Well, this one here, they got away with the holes for the 2023 model, so they've just got these little grooved out canals. So there is no holes that you just put individual poles in there. So that's what that is, and here's what the back part looks like now. So just wanted to let everybody know that there is no pole hole anymore in the 2023 like there was on previous models. And I don't know if the previous models had this, but there is a deep compartment that is it's got a wall right here, but there is no wall going up that way. It's just kind of like it is, but there's probably about a foot up that way. So it's basically just a little storage cubby. You can never have enough storage, right? So that's in the bottom, and this does light up. It does have a little light inside there. There are one, two, three. Sorry, I'm counting as I talk. 2, 3. Yeah, there is 3 of these lights. Okay, so these lights right here, you just push them. Well, right now nothing's, the master key's off. So just push them in and out, and those lights come on automatically. Up here, you've got your tilt. You've got a forward live well switch, along with a receptacle for your trolling motor. Here's a 12 volt just on that side. I've got the pedal tucked away right now, but a lot of people will put their storage boxes in here for fishing. Let me see. Like I said, I really am so happy with this purchase because I have got 0 scratches, 0 fading, 0 nicks, gouges. None of that stuff exists on this. So I was pretty tickled. And I did see where they actually tore the plastic off the outside of the boat at the dealership. So thank God it was delivered still intact and wrapped. So they tore all that stuff off at the dealership in Nashville, and they did a great job not scratching it all up. Plus they said that this was their very first 2023. In the floorboard here, right in front of the storage locker, they've got another storage. And if you've seen other videos, I know you've already know what it is. So they've got a plastic tray here that comes out, and inside here inside here is a storage, and this is also where they've got the 24 volt, which is the 2 battery hookup for the trolling motor. So that's where they keep the battery for the trolling motor on this boat. Excuse me. Back here, we've got a step up. All it is just a additional storage. Okay, little drainage that's down below into it, and I love it. Majority of these compartments all are lockable. Pretty much every single one of them is lockable except for like the fishing, or the not fishing, what do you call it, the actual live wells. So here's one live well. This is and it's got a circulator. There's a recirculating nozzle and all that stuff that's into it. So this is the 30 gallon, and the one that's up front is a 19. And of course they come with a little bucket. But if you want more room, just take the bucket out. I'll figure out over time if I want to do that or not. So this is just a storage with a removable shell. This, I didn't get this, but this is where you put the ski pylon. So that's where the pole can go if you want to do tubing or surf or skiing and stuff like that. I'm probably not going to be doing that with this boat, but the option's there if I decide, to do it with grandkids or something like that. So here is another dry compartment. Now this shell does not come out. They've got it riveted in, but it does have a drain at the very bottom. And this compartment, I'll zoom back a little. You'll see the lower compartment here in the back. That is for your charging battery for the outboard. So that's where that goes. And it does have a kill switch right there. Okay, gas tank. Let's see. You can see it right there. They did say that it is a pressure gas tank also. So that means that as you take the cap and start to remove it a little bit, they can actually, you'll hear it go shh. I think that I've covered almost everything that I need to, for the most part, as far as doing a review for everybody out there. Please let me know though in the comments if there is something that you'd like to know about this new boat, and I'll be more than happy to find out. If I don't already know the answer for you, then I just didn't cover something. One more time, this is the 2023 Tracker Targa V19, and I myself am very satisfied customer with how they did this for me and how it arrived. So hope you all have a great day, and again, hit my subscribe and like so that I can build this channel up a little bit. And I've got some great fishing content that's going to be putting on here really soon. Going to actually be hitting the hybrids up in Percy Priest Lake up in Nashville, Tennessee really soon. So I've got a thumper that's on this boat, that's going to be on this boat, along with live scope and stuff like that. So I'll be able to show you some great cast netting from a deep hole net that I've got, and I'll show you some hopefully nice size hybrids and some large and smallmouth. You guys have a great day.